Is it supple?
I'm also on opioids.
I have like chocolate sawdust stuck in my teeth right now.
Yep. Have you ever known anyone named Lyle that washed their hands?
Sushi Jackknife. 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 Sushi Jackknife.
Oh, please, Jesus, send down your wondrous lightning bolt. No. And kill my friend. Welcome back to Sushi Jackknife.
Hey.
Oh, Nathan.
Are we going to make that our new theme song?
No.
I
want to join everyone in saying, God damn you, right now.
I like to think that out of the thousands upon thousands of listeners we have, I mean, just tens of hundreds of thousands of listeners listening to this episode.
That's right.
There's at least one who is jamming to that.
Sometimes I like to imagine that, the world is destroyed, right?
Cheery.
That's
a cheery place.
For the most part. Destroyed from the... Like people are alive.
Okay.
But, there's no...
You want to be in a dystopian future?
There's no real buildings. Yeah. Most of culture has been destroyed.
Okay.
But somehow the thing that survived was 200 episodes of us. And we're the new basis for pop culture. So everyone in this dystopian future, shitty though their lives may be, is walking around going, oh, God.
Yeah. What's weird is in that situation, we'd probably become a religion.
Yep. You know what religion I learned about a lot in the last couple weeks?
Am I supposed to guess?
No, not really.
I mean, I can.
That was rhetorical mostly. Mercerism. Do you know what Mercerism is?
No.
Mercerism.
Please tell.
I will. Mercerism comes from the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Oh, boy.
Which I just finished by, Philip K. Dick, which is Blade Runner, which everyone knows. There's a lot that they left out of Blade Runner, including an entire religion. It's based on... It's interesting. It's not a real religion. It's just in this book, as far as I know. Are there any actual practicers of Mercerism?
I don't know.
Let's find out. The basic premise is there's this guy, Wilbur Mercer, who teaches you empathy. He teaches you empathy by you holding on to the handles of a television called an empathy box, wherein you experience, all of your senses are wrapped up in this experience of him walking up a hill and getting stoned to death.
Okay.
And you emerge from this experience actually having physical wounds somehow. Now, in the book, Philip K. Dick doesn't really explain how that happens to people. You just assume it's somehow through the empathy box, right? And the religion, that's sort of the main feature of the religion. You're supposed to, what do they call it? Merge? Is it merge? It might not be merge. Something like that with Mercer, right? And the other people that are also hooked into their empathy box at the same time.
Right.
The other feature is you highly, highly value animals, and you empathize with animals and try to caretake animals as much as you can, to the point where having an animal, well, first of all, animals are rare because in this world there's radioactive dust everywhere that's killed basically everything.
They're living in a world where the only entertainment left are episodes of Sushi Jackknife.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who knew it would all tie together? So they highly prize animals, so much so that it's kind of like buying a car.
Okay.
You make monthly payments on a real animal, or you can choose to buy a cheaper imitation animal that is good enough so that your neighbors don't notice that it's not a real animal, right? And certain animals are prized over others, like horses are really valuable.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Which is the Lamborghini and which is the Kia of animals?
I think, like a horse or a cow would be super valuable, but like a goat or a sheep is like really nice.
Okay.
You know?
So that's like a Lexus.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
Now, if
what's
you-
a Kia?
Like a cat.
That sounds right.
That sounds right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these people spend, they like, in the movie, right? Harrison Ford's character, Rick Deckard, right? Is this kind of tough guy who's like kind of falling apart. You know what I mean? The whole time. In the book, it's that, but it's also, he's got this like well-worn copy of this, basically like Kelly's Blue Book of animals in his pocket at all times. So if somebody's like, I found a spider, he flips it open. He's like, you get $125 for that spider.
Wow.
If it's a genuine spider. Like, he
Right.
knows these things. He's always looking it up.
Now, how would it be an imitation spider?
They would make robot...
It's a robot.
They make a fucking
Okay.
robot spider, yeah. So the androids... What's the only thing in the book that separates the androids from the humans? The androids have superior intelligence at a certain point, right? Then, like, on a calculative sort of basis, right?
Right.
What we always fear. But they still lack empathy,
Yeah.
right?
Because they're androids.
They're androids. So the religion is all about empathy, and the androids can't conceive of empathy, right? So that's what the religion and the religion is almost there to separate the humans from the androids. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Because they can't merge
Right.
with Mercer, right? They can't have this emphatic experience, if that's the right word.
Okay.
So the two things exist in opposition to each other. At one point in the spoilers, at one point in the book, you know, there's this like popular television and radio program that's always on, kind of your Fox News,
Like Sushi Jackknife.
like Sushi Jackknife.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's on 24/7, and the guy's name is Buster Friendly, and Buster Friendly's always throwing out little digs about Wilbur Mercer, right? And then he finally has this big expose towards the end of the book where he says Wilbur Mercer is not real; he was an actor. The experience that you've all been taking part in was just a movie, basically. The guy who played him was an alcoholic, you know, blah, 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 right? So, but what you find out, the twist on that, Buster Friendly is a goddamn android. So he's trying to undermine the religion that separates the androids from the humans. It's a good book. I've read, okay, all right, his books are always weird, right? They are. They're weird. I've read 3? Yeah, I've read 3 of his books. This is the best.
Okay.
I thought I was reading the later catalog until I looked it up on Wikipedia. I was reading the earlier
Right.
catalog. So
Well, his later catalog was like Twilight. Like he read the Twilight novels.
Yeah, he started to do like vampire fiction. Yeah. Romantic. Yeah. Yeah.
No phones allowed. You're not allowed to look that up. The question I have
Yeah.
is, do they ever answer the title question of the book?
No, it's not even like.
Then I don't care. That's all I want to know.
Well, it's implied. I'll say this. Okay. It's implied because you know the thing about Blade Runner, right? We're going deep on Blade Runner here.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, the thing about
I've never watched the Blade Runner.
Oh, it's so good. You would hate it. But
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
why I've never watched it.
The thing about Blade Runner, though, is everyone's always wondered, is Harrison Ford, Rick Deckard, is he an android or not? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the book, it's pretty clear he's not. He takes the test that he administers to androids before he kills them to determine if they're an android or not. Because they look so much like humans. They're organic, by the way. They're not like made out of bolts and shit. They're like flesh.
What is the test?
It's an empathy test. So he asks a series of questions and he measures the response, like both the response time and like the severity of the response. And it's supposed to be like, you know, an immediate kind of thing. So he puts like a little patch on their face and then like maybe something on it might be their hand, I don't remember. And he'll say something like, you walk into a room and your friend is showing them their brand new couch, which is made of human leather. And then
Is it supple?
you might be an android.
I've never seen human leather. I don't know if it's supple.
We don't take a lot of care of our skin, so...
Well, I know, but we're also not a couch.
That's true.
I mean, I assume that cows aren't taking great care of their skin either.
That's a good point.
But we make that supple. Oh, supple couches.
Do androids dream of endless streams of Sushi Jackknife? Don't know. So he has an electric sheep in the book, right? He had an organic sheep that died.
Okay.
And he couldn't afford to get another organic sheep, so he got an electric sheep to make him feel a little bit better. Then the electric sheep got fucked up.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So it talks about sheep, but yeah, I guess it does sort of beg the question when you stop and think about it. He's a human. He
Yeah.
dreams of an organic sheep.
Yeah.
Would an android dream of an electric sheep? And the answer is kind of no. Like, they don't give a fuck. There's a scene in the book where one of the androids, there's another human in the book who's what they call a special, meaning he's like been mentally affected by the radioactivity, and he's kind of a dumbass. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That took a very different turn than I thought it was.
Yeah. No.
I was like, X-Men.
no,
And then
no.
like bad X-Men.
It's like the real X-Men.
Yeah.
Where if you get exposed, you're like just kind of fucked up. He's alive, but he's kind of fucked. Poor guy.
What's your power? I hurt all the time.
Pain. Can you like give other people? No.
Just me.
Just my pain.
Kill me, please. Ah.
I'm also on opioids. I have a really bad.
This is why realistic X-Men never took off.
So Rush Limbaugh's an X-Man.
Yeah.
I hurt. Oh, if only Stan Lee had been a bit darker.
There's one universe. Like, you know how they have all the alternate universes?
Oh, yeah.
There's one that at some point they're going to bust out where it's just the realistic X-Men. And like Wolverine just keeps like his hand hurts all the time and he keeps accidentally stabbing his friends. Because he's not prepared to control those things.
No, not really. Not really.
No, I'm sorry.
Another collapsed lung. And it's only Tuesday.
This book and movie
Yes.
sound terrible.
Well, you hate science fiction, except for Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah.
You hate science fiction.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't expect you to like it.
Yeah. Can I tell you why I'm immediately out on Blade Runner?
Sure.
Everyone I know who loves Blade Runner will talk about all the different versions of Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And they'll talk about it forever.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And they'll talk about how each one is different than the last
Oh,
one.
you mean like
And-
all the cuts
Yeah.
and stuff? Yeah. There's multiple cuts in the movie.
And you know what? I don't want a movie where I have to watch it 8 times,
Yeah. Yeah.
however many different versions there are. I just want the one.
Yeah, just the one. I think the copy I have is just the theatrical cut. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's the wrong one.
I know.
Or the right one.
I know.
I don't know. I can't keep track anymore.
My point is, though, that like all this controversy about whether the guy's an android or not doesn't exist in the book. At least not so far as I could tell. There's no ambiguity whatsoever.
Well, but that's not interesting.
I know. And
Ridley-
it also doesn't say Blade Runner anywhere in the book. They just came up with that shit. I'm not sure how or where it came from, but it's not in the book.
Did you know that movie was not successful?
Yeah. Yeah. Not surprising, really.
I didn't know that.
Commercially successful? No,
Not really.
No, it wasn't. And it cost a lot to make, I think.
It was $28 million to make and $33.8 million box office.
So it made its money,
yeah,
but not much.
That's not successful.
No.
That's...
And I'm sure Harrison Ford took a hunk of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because when did that come out? Since you've got the internet up there.
82.
So
So, yeah, that's like...
between Star Wars, or is that after?
That would be before Return of the Jedi,
But
right? After
Empire Strikes
yeah.
Back, I think. Yeah. That makes sense.
What Return of the Jedi would have been 83,
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think. I think that's right.
Yeah, I would,
83.
I would
Okay.
encourage people. Oh, I forgot I have a surprise for us.
I don't know what that means.
Let me just finish. I would encourage people to check out the book. That's all.
I'm not going to do that.
I know.
I love the title.
It's a great title.
Yeah.
It's a great title.
But knowing that Blade Runner came from it,
Yeah.
basically anything Ridley Scott touched, I'm probably
You
not
want to
gonna
have
like.
nothing to do with it.
I'm probably not going to
Okay.
like it.
I have a surprise for us that I completely forgot about until I looked at my notes. Thus, the power of notes, everybody. So, can you vamp? And I'm going to go get it because it's upstairs.
I mean, I can't guarantee how good the vamping will be.
It's going to be fun because I'm going to be gone for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And I won't hear it until I'm editing this like days from now.
Yeah. You're probably going to want to just chop all this out.
No. I want you to vamp hard. Vamp hard. Do whatever you have to do in this space. Intrude upon my life. Whatever you need to do.
Up on your life?
Sure. Whatever you need to do. You just do it, and I'll be back. I'm leaving now. I actually don't want you to like intrude too much, so I'm going to try to go fast.
Yeah, you better. I was just going to fully intrude on your life the whole time you were gone. I'm not even sure how I would intrude on one's life. I mean, I guess I'm a talented individual. I could figure it out if I really wanted to. We could talk about, the piles of drum equipment that have just piled up behind his seat over there. That's not. Why does anyone need that much drum equipment? It's not set up. You can't play the drums. He's not going to set that up to play the drums. It's impractical. I mean, there's all sorts of just garbage in this basement. We've got comic books that I've never seen him read. He's never read one issue of these comic books that are sitting here. 800 different cables everywhere. I don't know. I think he may be a hoarder.
I'm sorry? What?
Nothing, man.
What did I hear about hoarding as I came down the stairs with a gift for you? A gift for you.
You told me to intrude on your life.
I did. Yeah, I kind of.
I was talking about you hoarding emotional baggage.
That's true. Yeah, that's,
Just kidding.
So I forgot that I had these because I bought these and I didn't eat them right away. I went to Publix the other day, which is rare for me. I don't have to find myself at Publix.
For those who don't know,
Yeah.
Kroger is the main grocery store around here for us. Mm-hmm. Publix,
Right.
that's the fancy grocery store.
That is correct. I mean, it's less fancy than, say, a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's.
Right.
But still pretty fancy.
But like you walk through their bakery and you're like, cannolis?
Right.
Just lots of weird cannolis?
Pizza dough.
What is this?
The thing about Publix is it's the nicest grocery store. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't even say that Trader Joe's is the nicest because it's so fucking tiny.
No, Publix is way nicer than Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is cheap.
Yeah.
Publix is nice.
Publix is nice.
It's on par with Whole Foods.
It's a luxury shopping experience.
It is.
It is on par with Whole Foods. I would agree. But Whole Foods is always packed with goddamn people.
Yeah. Buying their lentils.
All right. So
I need 8 pounds of lentils.
I have to make kugel.
I am on a lentil-only diet.
Lots and lots of kugel.
All right, what do you have?
So we were shitting on Europe last time. Sort of.
Were we?
Yeah, we were.
All of it?
Not all of it.
Okay.
And we were also appreciating it. We were guessing which European country each of us could live in, which, funny enough, is not the same European country. So we would have to stop doing the podcast if these dreams came true.
Commute. Or telecommute.
Right. Well, for you, from Ireland to Spain or Spain to Ireland.
Oh, I'm not moving.
So
I'm not
I would
going
come
anywhere.
to you.
Yeah.
I would come visit you in Ireland weekly.
Yeah, on a weekly basis. Yeah.
There's got to be a train or a dragon you can ride or something.
It's Europe. I'm pretty sure a flight over there is, €8.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
€8.
We were talking, though, at one point about how bad like English cookies are, particularly digestives.
Oh, no.
And what I have in my hand here are McVitie's Digestives.
If you were to make up the brand name of Digestives, that would be the one where I'm like, that's a little bit too ridiculous.
Right?
That's a little too on the nose.
Right? McVitie's. And they're in like a tube. I don't know if it's very noisy. They're very noisy. And what these are is a wheat biscuit.
Delicious.
Covered in dark chocolate. Now, dark chocolate is written in all in caps. So it's yelling at us.
Wait, is like the chocolate and the dark are written in all caps?
That is correct.
So it's a wheat biscuit covered in dark chocolate!
That is correct.
Okay.
Manufactured by McVitie's, Harlesden, London, NW10 7NY, don't know what any of that means, Great Britain, Consumer Services Department. Oh. And there's a P.O. box. Store in a cool, dry place. I did
That's
do
good.
that. Yeah. Nutrition facts. Oh, boy.
What do you think happens if you put them in a warm, wet place?
They turn into little goddamn monsters. Poor bastards. And, all right, I'm opening them. I'm going to take a whiff, and then oh, no, it smells perfectly fine. You want to have a whiff there?
I mean,
You want one?
I
Let's
feel
do
like
this.
I have to.
Let's do this. My favorite thing. Okay. So it's like half dark chocolate and half just like, looks like a cracker supposed to be a cookie. There's a lot of... So my first favorite thing on this podcast is when we talk about hip-hop music.
Uh-huh.
My second favorite thing is when we eat stuff. Oh, these are real melty.
I like that they...
Oh, God.
They have a way of imprinting the word McVitie's original
Oh,
on the
boy.
back.
They sure do. They look like
That's how you know you
baseballs.
don't have a counterfeit disgusting biscuit.
They look like... All right, we're gonna... All right, that's not very good. That's not very... I mean,
Dry.
it's very dry. Is there some technique to this that we... Are you supposed to dip this in ale or something?
I'm not talking the rest of the podcast, though.
I don't know what this is supposed to be like, but it's not very good.
I don't...
It tastes like whole wheat.
I feel like they put the chocolate on there to trick you,
Yeah.
but they didn't do a good enough job.
It's a cracker. Mm-hmm. It tastes like it's salty, even.
It's a crumbly cracker.
It's a crumbly cracker with chocolate on
It
the
doesn't
back.
even have a crunch to it.
No, this is bullshit.
It's just some crumbly, like you bite it and it turns into powder.
You want another one?
No. I have like chocolate sawdust stuck in my teeth right now.
Yep. I wonder, I thought maybe there would be some kind of reason they're called digestives on here.
I don't feel like that's going to help you digest anything.
No, it's just fucking... It's just wheat gluten and chocolate. I'm getting all the chocolate, obviously.
Oh man, can you imagine a gluten-free?
Oh, they make that?
I don't know.
Do they make that? Surely they don't make that.
I
That
would
be
hope not.
Horrendous. Thank God I have beer to make that better. That was, you know what? I was giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I really was. I was wrong. I was very wrong. You do have bullshit cookies, England. Mark my words.
I want to be fair here.
Wow. Yeah.
It's from Scotland.
Really?
So you have to yell at Scotland and you get to yell at England because the headquarters is there now.
What? So you were right. Remember I was talking about oatcakes? And you were saying that sounds terrible? Mm-hmm. You were right.
That was their first major biscuit created in 1892.
It tastes like 1892.
Yeah, I think these were actually made in 1892.
Is that why the bag coughed when I opened it?
Oh, here. McVitie's biscuits were voted the most popular biscuits to dunk in tea.
Oh. That makes more sense.
Prince William.
Like current Prince William?
Yeah, in March 2011,
Okay.
at his wedding,
Okay.
had a groom's cake made from 1,700 McVitie's rich tea biscuits and 17 kilograms, 37 pounds, of chocolate.
Wow.
Boy, talk about not knowing how to eat cake. That is...
Do you think people, when they were eating that, they were just sort of like, well, I mean, that's the English. They're always a bit mildly displeased.
Yeah.
Do you think they were just ever so more mildly displeased having to eat that?
Oh, this is right. This seems right.
That seems like a budget option. That seems like they had a sale at the bodega, and I bought all the fucking digestives.
These were on clearance.
And I just put frosting all over them to hold them together.
Let me go through some of these products here that they make. I want you to tell me which of these sounds good to you.
Okay.
These are the biscuits,
Okay.
which, as we know, are cookies.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
That didn't taste like a cookie.
Digestives.
Uh-huh.
Fig roll.
Oh, gross.
Ginger nuts. Hobnobs.
I looked at Hobnobs, and I
Okay.
almost got Hobnobs. They had more going on.
Gold bar. No.
The fuck is that?
The rich tea biscuit. All butter shortbread.
All right, I'm into that.
Really?
I love shortbread.
Ugh. Let's see. Club biscuits. Then they have cakes. Oh, these cakes sound great. Lyle's golden syrup cake.
Oh, ew, ew. What have you been, Lyle?
Yeah.
Have you ever known anyone named Lyle that washed their hands? You have not. You have not.
I was out at golden syrup. It doesn't matter what follows that.
What makes it? Oh boy.
Jamaica ginger cake.
Racist.
Probably. I bet if you take it to Jamaica, they're not pleased.
They don't know what it is. They don't have that there. Jamaica ginger cake.
I'll say their savory snacks sound good.
Yeah.
Cheddars.
Okay.
They look like cheese crackers.
That's fine.
And mini cheddars.
Oh, little ones?
They're like cheddars, but smaller.
Oh.
Nibbles.
That sounds like cat food.
Those would be terrible because they're just digestives.
Oh, they are? They're just little versions of what we just had?
Digestive thins
Oh, boy.
for the person who wants a digestive but is watching their figure.
Why do we... I just can't wrap my brain why they would choose to call it a digestive.
Would you eat something called a crack-a-wheat? That's all one word. A crack-a-wheat?
Is that a white people racial slur?
Get these crack-a-wheats out of here.
It sure does sound like one.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat another one.
I don't... Man, there's a fair amount of calories for something that is not
Terrible.
good.
90 calories for one of these little rat bastards.
Oh, man.
These are $4.90, by the way. Ridiculous.
I think that's Scotland's main export at this point. I don't understand. I just don't get it.
I don't know.
I feel like I need tea at some point
Yep. To make
to
it
see
right.
if I'm missing something, but I also know 100% I'm not missing anything. I don't... I said this before. I said this last episode.
Yeah.
Any baked good that you have to dip it into a liquid to enjoy it, not good.
Doesn't qualify.
Yeah. And apparently that's how you consume these. Just give me the chocolate. Your mouth feel dry?
Yep.
Did it soak it all up?
Yep.
Any spit left in there?
Nope, not at all. It's a Mojave Desert inside. How much sand is in those? Does it tell you how much sand?
There's no trans fat,
That's good.
so that's a positive. I was hoping there'd be some sort of, you know how they always have like the company story?
Yeah. No.
I want that on here.
I'll give you the company story. You want to hear it?
We made a bad product, but we've committed now. Every tube of McVitie's comes with an apology on the back of it.
The Keebler elves used to work for McVitie's.
Okay.
And they all got very, very depressed, and they decided to fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Okay, so this is like, you know, the Keebler cookies where it is like shortbread with chocolate on the back?
Yeah.
It's like that.
With the stripes?
But 1,000 times worse.
Yep, that's true. It's true. Those are both thinner and somehow, like, more moist.
Yeah.
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 Like, they put butter in those.
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's butter in that.
You know how they have those, like, every Thanksgiving they have the hot dog eating competition? And
oh yeah,
I want to see.
Oh god,
I want to see a Digestives eating competition.
It kills that poor Japanese guy.
Just every person is just there making like the saddest face.
Well, you know the strategy that they use to eat all those hot dogs, right? Like they dip them in water.
Yeah.
Well, you could do the same with these. You could dip them in water and then consume them.
You're still only getting 3 down.
And then your water is just brown. Just brown.
Oh, man.
That's gross.
Publix, what is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You got the whole bakery. I just talked about how great your desserts are.
You did.
And you're wasting valuable shelf space on this terrible dessert.
To be honest, not that much. Not that much shelf space.
Probably not.
Yeah, no. I think there were 2 rolls of these.
There's also a good chance that these have been there since that store opened because no one else is buying them.
They had to restock because I bought these.
Yeah. Well, call McVitie's. We need another pack.
Yeah, there's one guy who has a very dusty desk. His only job is to call England when they run out of English-themed foods.
And get one more pack.
Get one more pack.
One more.
Yeah.
They order them in the ones.
That's right. Oh, Reginald. Poor bastard.
Poor Reggie.
Poor Reggie. He doesn't like being called that. It's Reginald.
Well, I don't have to respect him. His job's not respectable.
Do you think he'll run for mayor, just like our friend...
No, Basil Marceaux?
Basil Marceaux.
Don't run for mayor.
I'm sorry, governor.
Thank you.
Think big. Think
Respect Basil.
And Reginald. So we're having a gubernatorial race right now in Tennessee.
That's the worst word.
Gubernatorial?
Is that not the worst word?
It's a terrible word.
Anyway.
And so among the goobs are Carl Dean, who used to be the mayor of Nashville. By all accounts, a decent fella. And one Diane Black, who is she dating Beelzebub? It's undetermined.
I don't think so.
No, hard to date yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, you might think we're being a little shitty right here because it's a lady, right? Mm-hmm. Except
it has nothing to do with that.
Nope,
she's a terrible person.
She's bad.
Like Beth Harwell is also a lady. I'm not saying this about Beth Harwell.
No.
She's, by all accounts, fine.
Diane Black is basically a Trump minion in our state.
So, and most people listening to this are not from Tennessee, so they haven't gotten to witness this. I, every morning, like to watch the local news because I like to know what's happening in the world.
Sure you do.
In my community.
Yes, you're invested.
I swear, every advertising spot has been purchased by Diane Black by Randy Boyd and by Bill Lee.
All Republican candidates for
all
governor?
Republicans.
For governor.
And so it's just a constant stream of Republican cannibalism. Like, just destroying each other, going, this person says they like Donald Trump, but I don't think they really like Donald Trump. I like Donald Trump. And then someone else will have an ad saying, they said I don't really like Donald Trump, but I do like Donald Trump.
Here's a picture of me on his dick.
If you didn't know, I hate immigrants, love Donald Trump. I'm okay with his wife, but only because she's associated with Donald Trump. If she were just an immigrant, get her out. It's just back and forth between these three.
Just cycling inside. To the point where it doesn't sound like the Democrat candidates are even having to advertise.
No, I've seen ads, and
Yeah.
they're like, hey, so I'm running too. All right. See you in a month.
And so
Bye.
today's vote was for the primaries.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
our state, you have to pick a ballot. You can pick a general ballot, which I don't think allows you to
The general ballot.
choose.
I honestly don't know what would have been on the general ballot this time,
Right.
because there weren't any general items.
Correct. That's true. Yeah.
Or you get the Republican
Or the Democrat. And you know what? I was a little afraid that I would have to stand there and be like, I would like the blue one, please.
Yeah.
But they just sort of point, which one, you always get an elderly person at the polling place, right? And usually they have no time for you. Or they're very sweet. I had a very sweet older African-American lady. She was great. And she just sort of lightly gestured. She even assumed, I think because I'm a nice person, she was like, you said you wanted this one, right? And she pointed to the Democrat. And I was like, I didn't say, but yes, I do. And so otherwise, you have to stand there and say, but they actually pull it off in a way that's not as scary. Now,
Right.
My wife had a strategy because this Diane Black person is so crazy.
I mean, the worst.
The worst. Talk about your Islamophobe, homophobe, everything-ophobe, basically.
Yeah.
Though she's African American, isn't she? Yeah, she is. Isn't she?
Who?
Diane Black?
No.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking.
Oh,
someone
no,
else.
you just got confused by her last name.
I did.
No, she is definitely not.
Who was the one that was running for mayor? That was
I don't know. She didn't.
she didn't win, thank God. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah. But anyway, so
This is Diane Black. I will describe her
oh wow.
for the people who cannot see this picture on my phone. Imagine the older, you just see her and assume she's racist. White lady librarian
Yeah.
that is like a real stickler on the don't bring food or drink in here rules. Like, that's her.
Yep, that's her. That's her.
She's the one who is telling you have to throw away your bottle of Aquafina before you go look at books.
This was $4.
Yeah. Ugh.
She's the type of person that would enjoy a digestive.
She
would think it's
she's the
best.
human equivalent of a digestive. So, okay. So I thought about doing the same thing your wife did.
Yeah, she got a Republican ballot
Uh-huh.
because this is a primary.
And she could cause chaos.
She voted for someone else besides Diane Black. I
Okay.
think Randy Boyd.
So my question is, why did she not vote for Basil Marceaux?
Is he on the Republican ballot?
No, he's on the Republican ballot.
Basil Marceaux, we have to explain, I think, a little bit. I didn't, in fact, know about Basil Marceaux until you came over tonight.
Right. So he's run multiple times. Stephen Colbert has made fun of him before.
Okay.
He's back on the ballot this time. I'm on his website here. It's www.republicaninarepublic.com.
Ah!
Apparently, basilmarceau.com was stolen.
Oh!
It says this at the
It
top
says
of the
that
website.
at the top?
It is now basilmarceaux007.com.
God loves me.
Let me. So here's a part where he's explaining his stances on things here.
Okay.
The next Tennessee governor of 2018.
Oh boy.
We got an extra zero in there.
Is that his thing?
Maybe he's aiming way in the future.
200018?
Yeah.
That's the secret 2018.
First, with or without governorhood, is moving the state's southern border from North Carolina to the Mississippi River. See the tab. Email me. I will send you a copy of the map.
Will you do that right now?
I think it's too late now. The election's over.
Nah.
The second thing for 2018, a proclamation statewide Christian debt jubilee pardoning all the debt of all citizens.
Oh, why didn't I vote for him?
on page of Gov 2, Fighting for Your Rights, Education 1 and 2, Open Door Policies. A spaceship platform here to go to the stars.
So, he's not a crazy person,
I don't know.
but he's a crazy person.
Third is a proclamation to disassembling of the state, county, city bar associations for non-compliance to Tennessee Supreme Court, Tennessee Criminal and Civil Appeal Court decisions through 1866 to 2018.
All right.
Fourth,
Some of these are wildly specific.
yeah.
Like, what happened in... this guy might be the greatest student of, like, Tennessee regional court decisions.
I think so. Fourth, I'm for the Second Amendment rights, but you must remember what the Constitution really says. It says you have rights to protect ourselves from the government. It does not say it for hunting. So, you're not allowed to own hunting rifles. You're allowed to own government shooting rifles.
This is for the president in case they ever get out of hand.
So if the government is coming at us with assault rifles, misspelled rifles, by the way.
You're reading again now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we need disassembling of the state, county, city bar associations.
Wait a minute.
Moving the state line continue on moving state line tab.
Oh, geez. Oh, God. Hang on to your hats.
I have not listened to this, but I feel like I need to. This is Basil Marceaux's wife singing his campaign jingle.
Oh, holy God.
Yes, this is BasilMarceaux.com, your writing candidate for governor of Tennessee. I want to introduce you to my wife, Katano. She has a surprise for you.
Kitano?
BasilMarceaux.com is the man with the solution. He'll put in the best and kick out the rest. He'll break your constitution. BasilMarceaux.com is the man with the law, and you can bet he'll be there to fight for your cause. So listen, my friend, very close to what I have to say, and be there at the polls on the next voting day. BasilMarceaux.com is the man with the solution. He'll put in the best and kick out the rest. He'll break your constitution. Write him in.
That was not bad at all.
I'm concerned that that his only platform in that jingle seems to be breaking the Constitution.
Catchy, though. Catchy. Was her name Katana, like the sword?
I did not catch it, but it sounded like it. Yes.
Just to clarify, the way he speaks sounds like he might have a mental issue, but I don't.
He was
think
a
he
Marine.
does. Yeah, that does things to you, I think.
And he's also an inventor and entrepreneur.
And an importer-exporter?
Importer-exporter.
You know, that's the most questionable job title.
It's a really... there's a Seinfeld episode where George wants to be an importer exporter.
Yeah.
And I think it's because you can say it, and it's not specific enough that anyone.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Like, what are you importing? What are you exporting? Anything, whatever. I could set up an eBay store right now, and I could sell one thing to Canada. I'm an importer exporter.
Indeed, you are. So far, I've only exported, but
Yeah.
I'll be importing.
I'm shopping right now. I'll be importing shortly.
I'm gonna buy some stuff from Brazil. Yeah, that's a wild one. He's on level with Vermin Supreme, who runs for president every year, and has a pretty weird platform too. Though he's like a kind of a free love guy, Vermin Supreme.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy.
Well, so the video I showed you before, he had a lot more stances that he clearly stated there.
Yeah.
Such as planting grass in all of the open areas to use for gasoline.
Yep. It also seems like he thinks his last name is Marceau.com.
Yeah.
Is that just a repetition thing to get me to try to go there?
Well, it's been stolen. You can't do it now. Yeah.
For you to help you make a choice in the governor's primary race.
As part of that commitment, we have given all 5 candidates from the 2 major parties time during our news to let you know where they stand in their own words about the topics of their choosing.
That's right, and the order was chosen by random drawing tonight. We hear from Basil Marceaux.
Random order because
Random
they
order.
don't want it to seem like they're endorsing this lunatic.
BasilMarceaux.com, the Republican candidate for governor. I'd like to recall all permits and registration for guns. Everyone can carry guns. If you kill someone, no, you get murdered. You go to jail. And I like to plant grass or vegetation across the state with any vacant lot and sell it for gas so we can use it for our expenses. Also, I'm going to remove all gold fringe flags from the state and apply the real flag with 3 stripes. I also want to...
Someone hates gold fringe.
Yeah.
It's a weird stance on gold fringe that I've never heard before.
Nope.
I want you to say the Pledge of Allegiance to a Republic in the morning when you come out, and we all pray to God and say amen, and everyone have a nice day. And I'll see you all at the polls. Thank you. Have a nice day.
When I come out, finally, I will say pledge to the Republic every day. And God bless.
I have an issue with this where, like, this video, it's from 2010.
Yeah.
He's posted it on his website saying he still believes all these things.
All right.
2010, it was funny. 2018, it's not as funny anymore.
More sad.
Like, he's not getting the nomination. But, I mean, I could see a world where enough people believed in the getting rid of the gold fringe flag idea.
Didn't we note that just tonight he got like point something of the vote? Like 400 people it amounted to?
He was at 700.
700.
Let's see here.
Throughout the state of Tennessee, 700 free souls chose to vote for this man.
They could have chosen a number of other people. In fact, anyone.
698 of them were not Basil Marceaux or his wife.
I don't know. I feel like his wife, like, there's still only like a 50% chance
She voted? Yeah, me too. That was half-hearted. Her delivery was a little half-hearted.
Yeah. Like, that was the, I don't want to do that. Basil, why do I have to sing this song for the video? There's going to be dozens of people who see that. I'm trying to find the updated results here.
A little bit of live
I'm just saying,
goob.
that all I want is for me to live in a state where Basil Marceaux gets more votes than Diane Black.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be the best thing ever. And I'm sorry, I thought she was actually black. I don't know how I made that mistake.
She's not, though. She's the very cranky. She's a person who probably like gets upset that you can't just say the N-word as freely as she would like.
Yeah, it's restrictive of free speech, don't you know?
One of these days, someone is going to hear them saying these things about them, and they're going to want to sue us.
Oh yeah,
but then at the same time, they're going to be like, "But he's right. I really do wish I could say the N-word more often."
Also, if I sue them, then will they take away all the podcasts, and then I'll have no entertainment?
What are we going to do when that's the only entertainment left?
I guess we'll just dream of electric sheep.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I'm mad at this book.
It's ambiguous.
Ah!
On a positive note,
Yeah.
I did go to a concert last weekend.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, your wife was... There's an odd thunderstorm
That was
thing
bizarre.
happening upstairs.
Yeah.
I went to a concert last weekend that
Yeah.
your wife was working at.
Mm-hmm.
She was in charge of... she had to keep the elephant cooled down.
Yeah. Well, she actually, so she works at the concert venue in town, one of the concert venues.
Yes.
The one where this concert was at. Don't mind that.
What was that?
And a video. And she actually very much enjoyed this concert.
Oh, good.
Weezer and
Pixies.
And the Pixies.
Yeah.
Mostly because no one tried to be terrible.
At the concert or
Yeah.
the bands?
No, the people who were there weren't terrible.
No, they were all very pleasant people for the most part.
I know I'm going to get the band wrong, but a few weeks ago she had to work it was a hair metal band from the 80s.
Sure.
That they shouldn't still be playing music, and there definitely shouldn't be people still watching them play music. And it was the worst. Like I've seen her come home tired before.
Yeah.
She came home from that concert like she had just been through Vietnam.
She a little bit like Basil Marceaux.
Yeah. It was a bunch of middle-aged people trying to relive their heyday.
Oh no.
And so they're just like, I'm going to rush the stage. And people would have to be like, you can't do that. It's 2018. That doesn't happen anymore. That's how band members get shot. You're not allowed up here.
I don't want your weird panties.
Yeah. Please stop doing the things you're doing. And so Weezer and the Pixies, the crowd, nothing like that.
No, very positive environment, I have to say.
She was much happier, aside from having witnessed Weezer playing Toto's Africa.
Yeah, that upset her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, understandably.
You also find it upsetting.
Yeah, well, I don't find the idea of them playing the song upsetting. I find the idea that they covered the song just as a very straightforward cover of it.
Like an accurate remake? Yeah,
that's boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be boring.
We, Pixies are one of my favorite bands of all time, and I'd never seen them before, and it was a awesome experience for me. Great. They said nothing to the crowd.
Yeah.
No, hey, we're at one point, the bass player, who was not Kim Deal, filling in, she did a great job. I'm still not sure who it was. She
Diane
said,
Black, I think.
Oh, was that Diane Black?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Damn it. I wish I would have known that before I voted today. She said, thanks, Nashville. And that's it. That's the only words spoken for their whole
See,
set.
I don't know if I like that.
I did only because like their music isn't. It's not that kind of music.
Well,
You know?
but
Yeah,
you're also going to be biased towards them.
of course.
Like they could have done anything, and you would have been
Almost anything. Almost
pretty
anything.
close.
Yeah, they played really well.
Like like anything below coming out and saying, you know, Diane Black's right. I do wish I could say the N word more often. Aside from that,
Here I go.
yeah,
And they just inward,
just rapid
inward,
fire.
inward.
It's like a Lil Wayne song
N-word.
all of a sudden.
I feel better.
Like a Lil Wayne song, but with a lot more hard R's.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that,
Yeah. So as a casual Pixies fan,
yeah,
I would have wanted to hear them talk.
sure. Yeah, I don't know.
I like it when I go to a concert and the lead singer seems to have a personality.
Well, you know, it was great though. It's like I realized how much Frank Black, you know, is the lead singer, except for the songs where Kim Deal was the lead singer. I realized how much he puts into the performance. Like he looked like genuinely like it was almost like painful at times.
Yeah.
You know, because he does a lot of weird vocal things.
Is this a bad time to tell you that they were lip syncing?
Were they? No. Come on. They weren't lip syncing. Come on.
I have no idea. I wasn't there.
He looks like he looks like he's like straining at times. You know what I mean? Like it's actually
He looks
difficult.
constipated.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Versus like a Rivers from Weezer.
Yeah.
Who, you know, it's a very different band. I can understand why they're on tour together, but I also can't understand why they're on tour together. Pixies are very sort of weird and dark, and Weezer's very pleasant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I wish I was in Weezer because they're at this point now
Yeah.
where they just don't they don't care.
They can do anything.
Like they don't need to try
Nope.
anymore. And I mean, occasionally they do. They don't always. Sometimes they cover Toto without any creativity involved. But like they're just out there. Like anything they do now is just like, oh, we're gonna go enjoy ourselves.
Yep, that's the idea behind the band.
I feel like Rivers, he turned off some of his neuroticism around like the Red album,
Yeah.
and then just started doing like, whatever. I'm just Rivers. I'm going to do what I want now. And
Yeah, no, that's the vibe that I got
Yeah.
for sure. That's exactly the vibe I got.
we saw them at Pilgrimage Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Here in town a couple years ago, and like there was nothing about it that you'd be like, that was like they were amazing. But you're like, oh, that was a fun concert. And that's all they want.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That was my takeaway. There was a boat, and at one point he, you know this.
Yeah.
The audience doesn't. He takes a scooter off stage,
As one does.
as one does, throws on a captain's hat and jacket,
Naturally.
and then goes out to this boat that's on wheels that slaves are pushing.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah.
And they push him.
And then he started shouting
Yep.
Diane Black's favorite word.
Yeah, over and over. Even though I think one guy was like Italian and the other was
Well, he doesn't
Arabic or
know
something.
what it means.
True. And on this little boat, there was an acoustic guitar
Yeah.
and apparently some wireless technology
Okay.
because he sang a couple songs from the boat out in the middle of the audience, which was cool.
Yeah.
Because there's like this sidewalk in the middle, and like we're in the cheap seats, kind of, you know, we're on the lawn. And so they push him, you know, through us,
Right.
basically. Only a couple people were injured along the way. Just long enough for him to play Island in the Sun.
Yeah. Good.
A good
tune.
acoustic choice.
Good tune.
And the whole audience of, let's be honest, mostly white people.
Yeah.
We're going, hip, hip, like it's a real word.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a weird sound he made when they were recording that song.
Man.
On and on. Mip, mip.
That is the example of why my wife came home in a much better mood than when she, I want to say it was Foreigner and someone else.
Oh God.
White Snake.
Oh,
That was it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the White Snake crowd, all in their 50s, and they're there to have a good time. It's their first time at a concert in like 10 years, and so
tore up.
So they're just all over the place, and anyone who tells them anything, they're like, rock and roll, So the Weezer thing, they knew the boat was coming.
Yeah.
As employees.
Yeah.
Because they had to keep the boatway clear.
Oh, the boatway.
Yeah. His boatway. And so there was a girl who was out there, and she had to say, hey, he's going to be coming through here on a boat in a minute. And instead of doing like every Whitesnake fan, the girl just goes, oh, okay, and goes and sits back down.
Yep.
Like, that's the difference between a Whitesnake and a Weezer crowd.
That's it, man. That's it. And people were singing along, singing their hearts out.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills. I always hate that song. So yeah, fuck Beverly Hills.
Yeah. The place. And
the song. The Weezer song.
Well, I mean, I have no attachment to the place either.
Having never been there, neither do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all of it.
All of it.
The TV show.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Except for the hillbilly part. I love that part.
Oh, the Hillbillies.
Yeah.
I mean, they just took their charm into Beverly Hills.
They did.
The rest of that show, outside of the Hillbillies,
goddamn, I love those critters.
I wonder how many podcasts this week are going to reference Beverly Hillbillies.
I think we're the only ones.
Yeah! Yes! We win!
Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah, Sushi Jackknife.
Ah.